Hey, what's going on, guys? This is the Figure King coming to you with yet another review, and today we're gonna be sticking with the whole October Halloween theme. And today we're gonna be taking a look at A Nightmare on Elm Street Freddy Krueger new nightmare figure. Um, Now, one thing I want to point out is if you guys haven't seen this movie before, this was basically the one where they took Freddy Krueger's origins and kind of reimagined it. So he looks a lot more sinister in this film. So he doesn't look like the original Freddy Krueger that's displayed on the box there. He looks more like this in the film. Um, so just to have a look at the packaging, we get A Nightmare on Elm Street up top. Of course, we get the original Freddy down at the bottom. We get the reimagined Freddy, New Nightmare. It says, "This time staying awake won't save you." We get his name down below the pictures, and below that, we get the child from the movie that Freddy Krueger was hunting and his mother. I've seen this movie before. It's a really good movie, and it's really disturbing as well. So here on the back of the box, we get A Nightmare on Elm Street. We get the figure here, the figure with the alternate demon head. We get, it basically tells us what it includes there. And we get a nice read up down at the bottom. If you guys want to read that, you can pause it and look at the read up there. This was a New Line Cinema film, so they put their stamp on the box. And you can also see down at the bottom, I paid $24.99 for it. I got it at Star Clippers, a Star Clipper. It's a New Line Cinema. They got their stamp on there again, and it basically tells us everyone who's responsible for this figure, and of course, NECA is the distributor. Alright guys, I'm gonna go ahead, take a break, get this guy open. Don't move. Alright guys, and here is the figure out of the packaging. And like I said, this is a different look for Freddy. So he has some original Freddy Krueger elements as well as some not so original Freddy Krueger elements. First thing I want to point out is the trench coat. Freddy never wore any trench coats in the original Freddy Krueger film. Oh, it has the red and green inseam. I actually didn't see that. That's actually kind of dope. I see why he's wearing it. It's been a long time since I've actually seen the movie, so I don't remember him wearing this. But yeah. So I mean, that's that. And he also has these boots. I almost want to call them goth boots because that's kind of what they look like. Interesting look for Freddy in that regard. And his face sculpt, I don't know how I feel about this face sculpt. It doesn't really look like Robert Englund, even in the movie, and there's like something going on with his eye here. I thought it was just my figure, but I saw another one, and his eye actually looks like that on the back of the box. Looks like it has a hole in it or something. Yeah, his skin doesn't look as burnt as it originally did. He looks more realistically burnt on the figure, but it's somewhat movie accurate. Well, my camera's picking it up, but they paid good attention to detail in the head, the muscles, torn skin, some nice dry brush work up top on the top of the head, his gloved hand. I guess it's okay. I like the original glove better, but I mean, it's Freddy Krueger, so I mean, that's his signature. Um, one of them's a little warped. It's just is pretty much soft plastic, so yeah, I mean, not not too much to complain about there. It's not breakable really, so that's always a good thing. Um, Now, one thing I noticed and one thing I don't like, which I'm going to get into a little more when I go to articulation, is there is no pivot in the wrist. So he can do that, but like you can't really, he has no real like pivot in the wrist, and I really don't like that. But before I go over the articulation of the figure, this is just the back of him, back of his head. I'm gonna show you his accessories. This is his other hand. Pretty decent detail there. And my camera, what's picking up on my camera, the actual color of the figure appears lighter on camera, so it's not as light in reality. First thing I'm going to show you guys that he comes with is an alternate demon head. Now this head has a little more scaliness on it, like he did in a movie. That's pretty dope. Nice attention to detail. I like the teeth, the tongue, the brushwork on his head looks pretty dope. Yeah, he got the split demonic tongue. The back of his head got some burnt marks up there, like his flesh is showing. And pretty much to remove the head, all you're doing really, I don't know how easy it is to take off. Yeah, it appears that it's like a thin joint under there, so probably not gonna bother taking this guy off. Give me a second. I'm gonna take him off camera for a minute just to. Okay, so I was able to pop that head off, and let's get this one popped on real quick. Do not like that this head is so hard to put on. It's not all the way on, but just to give you guys an idea how it looks, not too bad. It actually looks better than the regular Freddy Krueger head. I don't think you can put his fedora on with this head sculpt on him though. You can, but he got some leaning to the side action. But I'm gonna get this head off. Here's a regular Freddy Krueger head back on. What you guys have to do? There we go. I don't know if you guys heard the little snap, but it snapped back in. Yeah, I'm just gonna put his hat on just to give him just a little signature Freddy Krueger look there. Yeah, that's Freddy with his hat on. He looks a little better with it on, but still not the original Freddy Krueger. And another thing I like to point out is that his it looks like his actual glove is made out of like bones, like it's like bones protruding from his hand. So yeah, that's pretty interesting look. So now we're gonna go ahead and go over articulation. You guys saw how small the little joint was in his head. He moved his head up that much. I mean, throw his fedora off. Move his head up that much, down that much. He can turn it all the way around his collar and his sorry, this coat piece here. That's a soft material, so it doesn't really get in the way of the articulation on his head. He can rotate his arms all the way around. He has a single joint. These joints are stiff, so if you guys want, you can set them in some hot water, kind of loosen them up. But yeah, single jointed elbow, swivel in both wrists. I said that's about as much articulation as we're gonna get in the wrist. He has, let me see, I think this looks like like a white t-shirt under there. But I don't know if he has an ab crunch. Yeah, I think he does. Yeah, he's got an ab crunch, but it's limited because of his Christmas sweater. Waist articulation. The ball joint and the inner thigh. So it splits about that much. Single joint in the knee. He has a swivel. There's a swivel there. I thought his boot actually moved, but I was wrong. His boot doesn't move. It's actually his calf. So he has a calf swivel and an ankle rocker pivot. It moves up and down. Oh man. So Freddy, like I said, this is I would have liked to got. I would have liked to have got. I'm sorry, so you guys are gonna have to forgive me. That's why I sound like this. I would have liked to have gotten. I'm sorry, the original Freddy Krueger. But I mean, this one isn't too bad. Like I said, there's some things about it that I didn't really like. But you know, those were kind of minor gripes. So if I was gonna rate this figure, I would give him about a 7. 6.5-ish, 7. I'm being real generous. Like I said, it's not a bad figure, but I mean, it's not. If I had the choice to pick between this one and the first Nightmare on Elm Street, the second Nightmare on Elm Street, or even the Freddy versus Jason Freddy Krueger, I would have gotten one of those over this guy. But the movie was dope. I really did like it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my opinion on the figure. You guys like the video, go ahead and hit the like button. Give this video a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the Figure King, go ahead and subscribe, because I don't know what you're doing with your life if you're not. And yeah, feel free to comment. Like I said, this is a Halloween edition video, so happy Halloween if you guys are going trick-or-treating. Be safe. I don't want any clowns getting anybody. And yeah, you know, eat lots of candy. Make sure you check your candy though, because there are some crazy people out there that likes to put surprises in candy. So yeah, just make sure that you guys are safe, the kids are safe. Happy Halloween. Ooh. Figure King out.